afternoon, evening. Eric here, driver lineup. World's OK steering wheel holder. Happy Sunday for the replay gang. It is not Sunday. Jenna, are you here? Waiting for Jenna. Hopefully Jenna shows up because she was texting me about baby food, and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna do a quick live. But for the replay gang, I'll get started here in a second. I slept way in over here at the Oasis. So I'm getting ready to head out to take care of a few things, but I slept in so hard this morning. The first night that I was in Springfield, I didn't sleep for shit. It's just one of those nights where I just tossed and turned all night. And then last night I fell asleep, but then this freak storm came through, and there was hail hitting the top of the Oasis right above my room, and it woke me up. And I went out on the patio, and it was crazy for only about 10 minutes, but super crazy. What's up, heathens? So heathens, Jenna told you, I assume that my calendar work has not been excellent. So anyway, I got woke up last night by that storm, which was pretty early in the evening, but because I didn't sleep at all the night before, I was trying to get caught up on sleep. But yeah, heathens, it was nuts for about 10 minutes. It was there was hail and very strong wind. So I sent a video to Jenna. I'm like, what the hell's going on? Because when you get woken up out of bed, especially in southern Missouri, and the trees outside your window are bent over, and there's hail hitting the roof, you kind of gotta put an action plan together really fast. And I was confused. But anyway, didn't sleep too good over the night. But then this morning when I woke up, I had my AC pumping so hard that it was cold. I didn't want to get out of bed, and I went back to sleep. And I've had the best few hours of sleep like in a long time just now. So heathens, real quick before I forget, I know you're busy, but I was actually going to show up at your get-together, your gathering last night. Only your gathering wasn't last night. So, why is there a weird static? I don't know why there's a weird static. Let me see if I unplug this. It might be the electrical current or something. Oh, it's the AC. Hang on, gang. That I can fix. We'll just turn that off. That's fixable. Anyway, yeah, so heathens, I don't know if he wants it extremely social, so I'm not giving any details about it, but he's got a cookout get-together he's putting together. And I was just gonna like crash the party last night. It wasn't last night. It was at a wrong weekend. So anyway, Jenna, glad you were able to make it. I told everyone we were talking about baby food before we came on here. So our son, this is how someone mentioned yesterday that they grow up in a blink of an eye. It's so bizarre to me that we're gonna start giving him baby food next week. Let's see, Big Trucks, Big Dreams, awesome. How you doing? Someone asked a question that I missed. Anthony S says, good morning to you. Can you please give me a couple of good starter companies to look into? Well, obviously, I'm biased to Prime. and I have no experience with any other company, so I can't recommend any other company, but I do highly recommend Prime for sure. Joe Gampa, what's up? Who Jim? Was Jim C here earlier saying something? How do you talk so good? I said, do I talk good? I don't know how to talk good. 404 Trucker Dave, what's up? So truck is almost ready. My driver is doing laundry over there. I actually texted my driver because I really want to go to the Storm and Crab here in Springfield, but it's not the kind of place you can go by yourself. It just would be weird if you went there by yourself. Like there's restaurants, like you go sit at Applebee's by yourself. It's not weird. Storm and Crab is not made for solo eating. It's team eating. It's one of those places where you bring everything in a bag, a boiled bag with all your seasonings and everything. And it's so good. Oh my God, it's so good. Like shrimp and lobster and all that stuff. So I texted my driver. I'm like, hey man, if you haven't had lunch yet, how do you feel about seafood? And he responded back that he is majorly allergic to seafood. So Storm and Crab ain't gonna happen with him for lunch. But anyway, he's doing laundry. I gotta go take care of a couple more things for the truck. I told Outbound that I would do them a solid tomorrow morning, and my final act in Springfield is going to be I'm taking a craft load over to be unloaded in the caves. Well, Building 8. I got to have that over there at 5 o'clock in the morning. They had a whole bunch of local stuff. They couldn't get anybody to go unload, and I was like, F it, I'll take one over there. I don't care. So I take one over there to be unloaded, and then I'm turning the truck over to my driver, and then I'm out of here. Sean at Campus N this morning in Sims Lab for TNT trainer training. Colors are great. You're right. The wheel cover got to go. They're hideous. Yeah, Sean, and I got a lot of comments of people telling me that, but you can say, I know that. That's the whole purpose of them. I know that they're supposed to save fuel because they keep the air from going in and out of the rim. I know that. I still wouldn't drive with them on my rims. I'm sorry. And someone commented the other day and said that they're getting 9 miles per gallon with those on the rims. You should be getting 9 miles per gallon in a Freightliner without those on the rims. Just saying. Someone said they claim 1% fuel savings. I do not believe that. I do not believe that. Not for a second. So we're talking about the covers. They put these black covers on your drives now, on the Freightliners. And ironically, you used to have to pay out the ass for that. That was a custom upgrade when you ordered your truck. And it was not cheap. There was a couple other things that came with it. But I hated it. I do not like the way those look. I think it's just cheap plastic. I don't like that stuff all over there. So Sean, who there? Yes, he says they're hideous. Did you see my new Pete in the lot? Last I saw, they had it by the shop, about to get prepared. I didn't go over there and look, heathens, but I'll go look today if you want. If you think it's over there, I'll go see if I can find it and send you pictures. Have you not seen it, heathens? Didn't you post pictures? Oh yeah, Build-A-Bear. Frosted, I got 9 to 10 miles per gallon in my Peterbilt without these pieces of plastic things. Yeah, my Peterbilt was doing amazing in fuel too, and still does for a Peterbilt. So I was just, it wasn't someone being rude. It was a polite comment. But I didn't want to get in an argument with them. But I was thinking to myself, I don't remember who left the comment. And if it was you, don't take this the wrong way. I was just immediately thinking, is that all you're getting in a Freightliner? a brand new Freightliner with wheel covers, and you're only getting 9.1 miles per gallon. Heathens, I was just wondering if they finished yet. Oh, okay. So you want to know if they got APU and supers and all that stuff. Yeah, I'll go check. I gotta go over there here shortly, so I'll go check. So yeah, I'm gonna take this load over to Craft in the morning, building 8, get that unloaded, and then I'm driving back to San Antonio tomorrow. For the replay game, that would be Monday. I got a couple things. I still need to put a refrigerator on the truck, but I'm not going to do that until my driver gets in there with me, because honestly, I just ain't feeling lifting a full Freightliner size refrigerator up into the truck by myself. It's not a hot Sunday afternoon agenda item. No solo fridge lifting for me today. But I think everything else is pretty much ready to go. Jenna says Tiny Terror is talking with you on YouTube on it. Yeah, little Reese, our baby, is talking up a storm right now. Man, he is talking up a storm. That kid just gets in, like, he's discovered that the sounds from his voice are sounds that he controls and is making. He's discovered that in the last few days. So now his own voice has become a point of entertainment for himself. If you have kids, you probably are like, oh yeah, I remember that. For us, it's like, what is going on? It's a lot of fun. I can't wait to get back there and see him again. But let's see, what else was a couple. I have to make a follow-up video to yesterday's lease purchase fleet building video, because this damn YouTube thing, it's so hard to get the right context. And I got comments, and I got, of course, there's always the stupid comments. The comments that tell me you can't make money with Prime and all that shit. It always cracks me up that people come to a channel with a dude talking about how he's able to consistently spend $10,000 in deposits for trucks and is buying land and is doing all these things in his life and for his family, and to try and tell him that he's not making any money. Like, how void of any mental capacity do you have to be that kind of person? So anyway, that's all the stupid comments. But then there were some comments about why would you run a fleet if you're not making money? Well, I wasn't saying that that you can't make money with it. My whole point in that is that it's not what people think it is at the 2 truck mark. Like, I've literally had people tell me, I bet you're clearing $4,000 a week with those trucks. And it's because they know that as a solo truck, you can make $2,000 a week pretty easily, right? Not easily, but you know what I mean. And maybe not on a consistent average, but a $2,000 check on a solo lease truck is not a surprise to anyone. There's a $3,000 check or even more, depending on where your loads fall and how much revenue you have, what your costs were, how heavy your loads were, whatever. So somehow people have in their heads that if you can get a $2,000 check on a solo lease truck, then having a fleet of 2 trucks and you don't drive one, you should be making $4,000 a week. That is patently false. Frosted Flake, let's see, you can make money at any trucking company, you just have to put the effort in to do the work. Probably true. I don't know. I mean, it has to be true, because no trucking company would be in existence if nobody made money. Now, there are carriers out there, including Prime, where you'll find drivers who shit just didn't go right for them, or they weren't running it right, or something, and they get out there, the company makes money at this company, you can't make money. But if that were the case for every single driver at that company wouldn't be in existence. But what I was saying earlier is that I can only speak to Prime because that's the only company that I have experience with. So the question was, can you recommend companies, starter companies? Well, I can't recommend companies plural. I can recommend a company singular, Prime, because that's the only one that I have experience with. That's all I was saying. Um, oh yeah. So getting back to the fleet thing. So I wasn't saying yesterday that I can't make any money. The whole point was that if you have this expectation that if you buy a second truck, you're going to be making, an extra $8, 10, $10,000 a month, is no. Your costs are much higher than I think most people realize. Uh, to have a truck running 22 to 2,600 miles a week with a company driver in it, especially if you're paying that company driver, well. When I say well, my drivers make more than Prime company drivers. But there's more cost on top of that you don't see. So it's just, and honestly, they run some loads that I probably wouldn't run either. Uh, One of my trucks just did a 460-mile deadhead for a load that does not pay very well. So, my reaction wanted to be to call my fleet manager, whoever was there for the weekend, and be like, "What the hell what are you doing? Like, there had better be some good reason at the end of this, but I want that driver to get the miles." So, Prime, Knight Swift, Werner would recommend, but Prime is the better of the three. Yeah, and see, Heathens can recommend those others because he's driven for companies other than Prime. So, what else is going on? By the way, Heathens, I was looking forward to getting a steak, not the steak that I think you and Jacob, I know Jacob got one. Has anyone in here ever gotten I think it's called a tomahawk steak at Oasis? RN, what's up? Has anyone ever gotten that? You guys know what I'm talking about. It's a $75 steak. Jenna, how much does that thing weigh? I know JDQ's here because he hasn't dropped this because I haven't seen a super chat. Or I know he's not here. But how much does that tomahawk weigh? Does anybody know? It's a $75 steak here at Oasis. I cannot eat that steak. I can't eat steak that has fat on it, period. That's why I'm like a filet snob. They changed the tomahawk? Oh, no. They both got the tomahawk and they're 3 pounds. Oh, my God. Okay, so yeah, it's a 3-pound steak, or at least it used to be. He then says they changed it. But 3 pounds, and I'm telling you, it looks, they cut the bone off now. That's kind of okay. I thought it was really cool looking. I mean, it looked like some sort of Flintstone freaking, like, it was unbelievable. It was like some sort of rhinoceros rib or something. I didn't want that. I wanted the filet, but they're renovating Fire and Ice right now. So it's not full kitchen. You can't go sit in the main restaurant. It's basically a bar and some odds and ends. They're not even delivering pizzas to rooms right now. So I'm super bummed about that. Yeah, you talk good. After 3 or 4 minutes, I'm out of content. Oh, yeah, I can. Well, yeah, I don't know what to tell you. I used to be a writer in my previous career, so maybe that helps. I don't know, but I think to keep yourself really going with a long form video on YouTube is you have to be able to convey what you're trying to say in almost like a story format, and you're trying to create relatable ways of explaining what you're trying to talk about. So I know that almost everyone watching my videos can relate to what I'm saying. So I have to, if I'm making a point, I have to make that relatable. I don't know. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Is that why you do TikTok, Jim? So, but I really do think that helps with YouTube. Speaking of YouTube, so I'm coming up, well, Jenna and I are coming up on 2 years on YouTube, almost 500 videos, which is crazy. I think we're like 480 or 490 videos. Try the 64 ounce at the Big Tex restaurant. Yeah, well, I can't eat that steak either because I can't eat steak with fat on it or in it. See, Jim C, do you plan out the video? I do not. I do not plan out any video at all. Like, I basically make the title up even after I make the video. Unless it's alive. Like, when I'm uploading the video is when I'm making the title of it. Like, I don't plan out any video. I know the basic subject that I want to talk about. So, if I'm out on the road and something happens, I think about it, like, I'll know that I want to talk about that. So I try to start the video on that and end it on that if I can, kind of a story arc kind of thing. But I don't plan out the video at all. Yeah, very off the cuff, for sure. And as Jenna says, please hit the like button. That would be greatly appreciated. It's only 6 likes. 30 people in here and 6 likes. What up with that? Peg leg. Try. Okay, yeah. So going back to the rest of the Big Tex restaurant in Texas. Yeah, I have like a. I don't know. I can do sirloin if it's a decent cut, and I can do filet. Like we got these big 4-pound cuts of filet, and they are so damn good. Oh my god. We have a lot of it in our freezer right now, but I mean it's like a bread roll. Like if you go get not a bread roll, but one long loaf of bread that's not cut. That's what these things are in their filet. Fat is where all the flavor is. I know. I don't dispute that. I just have a problem with the texture. Big time. Can't do it. I can't do it. But I still think a good sirloin or filet has amazing flavor. I just cannot bite into fat, or if it's like maybe tendony is not the right word, but consistency of meat is really important to me. I'm very picky on that. Like, Jenna has to absolutely go to war with chicken to make sure there's nothing weird in the chicken meat. It's got to be, I know it's all chicken meat, but I mean, it's got to be just chicken meat, if that makes sense. If I bite into something weird in chicken, then I'm turned off for the rest of the meal. I don't. So, which sucks because a lot of places just have, that kind of steak, and I'm like, no, I don't want that. What else is going on, you guys? Any big questions? I am going to film a video, subject that I already know, but I'm not planned out. this evening that may publish tonight or tomorrow morning, but I probably won't do another live today. I've got a very busy day. As soon as I leave here, I got a lot going on, and then I gotta get back here this evening, grab some sleep so that I can go pick up that load over on the yard at 3:30 in the morning. So I wanted to make sure that I had a live chat with you guys, a little Sunday live chat. Jim C, I'm 2 miles from the Big Texan. You know what there also is for my type of consistency, great boneless chicken wings, Buffalo Wild Wings, right there by, what truck stop is it? Is it, I want to say Flying J? I think there's a Flying J with Buffalo Wild Wings across the street from it in Amarillo. Christopher Eakins, can you lease purchase if you already buy a truck through the Schedule C with outside financing? I believe so. Pretty sure. The only thing that you can't do is a standard. I don't even know. Well, you can't do a standard lease once you do a lease purchase. Now, you can walk away from your lease purchase and then go back to a standard lease. But you can't, like right now, I could not go do a standard lease with my 3 lease purchase trucks. Yes, third truck is a freight shaker. So, but I don't see why you couldn't do a lease purchase if you have a truck you're running with outside financing. I don't see why not, because you can do a lease purchase even if you're not running freight through Prime. Like you could just go to Success Leasing and do a lease purchase or a lease. Heathens, we're spoiled now that Eric left the nest with all these videos, got all this extra time. Well, I don't really, it's not that I have extra time, it's that this weekend is solely focused on my trucking business, when normally I've got other things going on in life. Jenna, either Flying J or Pilot, don't remember. Yeah, I think it's Flying J. Christopher, I'm on a standard lease now, gonna buy the truck in January. It could purchase with a rise in truck cost. So you're saying you're getting outside financing to buy out the standard lease. And if you do that, then you should be able to do a lease purchase. Jenna, you can buy drugs from a cop on the CB at that truck stop. So true. So true. We were sitting at, and I've actually heard this passing through Amarillo on the CB a few times, but we were sitting at that Flying J one day, and someone came on the CB and said, go to channel something if you need help with staying awake, etc. And he had this whole sales pitch about it. It was like he was reading it off a piece of paper. And you go to this other channel, and it is not possible that it could sound more like a setup. Not that Jen and I wanted or needed to buy drugs, but curiosity killed a cat. This dude was so obviously a cop or some sort of sting operation. And it's the same thing. Like I've heard it, months later or months before that instance going through Amarillo. When you're near that Flying J, you'll hear the same damn thing. Anybody need uppers or downers or help staying awake? Need that boost for that extra 300 miles or what? He's got this whole pitch. So don't buy drugs from that. Riding with Shane, do you mentor looking to lease purchase a couple trucks and stay in my standard lease and keep training? Well, you can't stay in your standard lease while doing lease purchase. You have to walk away from your standard lease. If that's what you're saying. I had to do that. I had to do that with my Peterbilt. Jen and I that was a standard lease. Well, I have a lease purchase on a Peterbilt, But the Peterbilt that I had before that, I had to walk away from that standard lease. So if you have a standard lease, you have to walk away from it when your lease purchase truck gets here. You don't have to walk away from it to place the order. You can place the order, but in order to initiate that contract on the lease purchase, you have to turn in your standard lease truck. So you cannot have both contracts active. In other words, not a lease purchase and not a standard lease. You can't have both of those types of contracts active. Only lease purchase. So hopefully that answers that question. But I don't mentor. I just answer questions as best as I can. Rail fan, what's up? Peg leg. That Flying J is as bad as the TA truck stop in Los Angeles at I-10 and Milken. As far as, well, yeah, that one in LA is notorious for prostitution and drug bust. Notorious for it. In fact, I remember going to that TA with my trainer once. He had reserved a spot there. And as soon as we got into that lot, the CB was lighting up with drivers saying, do not try to buy drugs or ass while you're at this truck stop, because it was basically saying that, 5-0 is hiding around the corner. So, and he had told me about that too. He had told me on the way there, he was like, I'm going to tell you right now, this place is notorious for prostitution and drugs. And then we get there, and that's the first thing I hear on the CB. The second we got backed in was, the cops are here right now. Don't buy drugs or ass. See, Javier, I'm going to order 4 trucks at one time. Nice. Now, I don't know if they're going to let us do that. I don't know if they said, I didn't see the video Friday. I guess Success Leasing talked about lease purchase. But I was given the impression when I talked to the person that I talked to, that they're only going to let you have one active order in place at a time. So you won't, from what I was told, and again, maybe they've updated, somebody correct me if they did, but from what I was told, they're trying to limit the number of orders. So you can order one truck and you cannot order another truck until that truck arrives and is in contract. So they're keeping us from building big fleets really fast. Riding Shane, I think driving 55 in Cali is more dangerous than doing 65 in Cali. So true. So true. I'm pretty sure the only vehicles doing 55 in California are prime company drivers. I may be outing myself for my driving habits in California. But hell, if I do 62 in a 55 in California, I'm still doing 10 miles slower than everybody else. Let's see. Jenna says single purchase for private fleets. Yeah. Hey, Stacy, what's going on? Headed to the terminal. Going to be there this afternoon. Awesome. Who else? Rogue Star. Oh, there's Sean. Release the Kraken. Nice. Good seeing you popping in here, Sean. I'm going to be getting off here in a couple minutes. So, Pegleg, you know the Flying J I'm talking about. Stacy, yeah, I don't do 55 in Cali. Hi, Jenna. The baby's beautiful, says Sean. Nice. Yeah, that 55 in California is insane. Miss Jenna on the live loaded call. So do I. Man, I talked to someone on Fuel Desk yesterday who was not friendly at all. I don't remember her name, but wow. Jeez. I was trying to be friendly. I'm like, hey, how you doing? How's things going? What do you need? I was like, damn. Peglo, I guess that Flying J in Amarillo, I got proposition for drugs and lot lizards. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to think of where would I mean that one is probably that Flying J in Amarillo is probably the one that I would say seems to be the biggest drug trap that I've seen. As far as prostitutes, trying to think of where all Jen and I might have seen one or more. Certainly Atlanta TAs can be pretty rough. Maybe Baltimore TA. And then of course you get out northwest, like up into Montana in that area, and there's not really prostitutes walking around in the parking lots, but all the parking lots have a refined massage establishment connected to the parking lot. Yeah. Which it's like, okay. Yeah, definitely Memphis. Yeah. Man, Memphis is rough. But what sucks is that Blue Beacon in Memphis actually does a really good wash. I don't know what it is, but man, that Blue Beacon in Memphis always got, there were never streaks. It always did a really good job washing a truck compared to a lot of streaking beacons. But yeah, those truck stops in Memphis are rough. Oh yeah. Jenna wants me to remind everyone that I got on CB in Barstow, California. I don't remember what I was saying. Jenna was bringing a pizza from inside the Flying J, and I got on the CB and said something to the effect of, I asked that girl to come over to my truck and she came with a pizza or something like that. Jenna came out of the shower. She's young and hot, I like to say. So there are a lot of drivers. Which row are you in? Where's this girl with the pizza? The Uber hose. And the Uber hose comes with pizza. Oh, man. Yeah. The only reason, just to cover my ass here, the only reason that I felt that I probably, afterwards, I was like, okay, it's probably not the safest thing to do. But we were leaving, we weren't sticking around there all night. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So it said the new Uber Hose app, and it comes with food. That's right. And the funny thing is, the whole time we were eating pizza, we listened to the CB conversation about Uber Hose. There were literally drivers going, "Wait, what? There's an Uber Hose? Is this on Apple or Google only?" There was like this whole conversation for 45 minutes about the conversation that I had just had on the CB. So we were having pizza with amazing entertainment, just listening to the CB. Barstow. I call it Barstool. I tell you what, though, I do like that Black Bear Diner over at TA. They've got bomb-ass food. Later, Jim C. I'm about to close out anyway. I got stuff to do. My driver is texting me, and I can't see what he's saying, so I probably should go look and see what he's saying. Anyway, CB can be fun. In fact, I miss the CB so much now that I'm not full-time OTR that yesterday I bought a handheld CB in the Prime store. And the reason I bought it is because I wanted to bitch the driver out. Whatever day I was driving up here, I came out of Little Rock, and the speed limit is 75. So, of course, I'm doing 78, 79 in this little rental car. And this truck must have been doing like 58, 59, but the truck in front of him, it was a U-Haul in front of him, was doing like 55, so he was pissed. Well, he never gave any indication whatsoever that he was going to come over in the left lane, and boy, he had me on the brakes. Like, he had me. It was not a fun situation. And the thing that really pissed me off about it is there was nobody behind me. So the dude couldn't wait for me to either get past or turn on his indicator, letting me know he's coming over, or at least let me think, okay, he might be coming over. To just leap out in front of me like that, and there's no way he didn't see me. This is a straight stretch. The guy just didn't want to wait. He didn't want to slow down, didn't want to come out of cruise control. And he was like, F the four-wheeler. I'm jumping out there in front of him. He can deal with it. And that's exactly what happened. And I wanted to freaking let him have it. I didn't have a CB in the rental car. Now I have a CB. Am I still in the NFT crypto game? Yeah, definitely, for sure. 1,000%. Let's see. Who else? Congrats on the Bonafide Fleet, guys. Thank you, Sean. Really appreciate it. Thanks for stopping in. So, all right, 41 minutes. A little shorter than normal, but I got things to do. I got to go. I just wanted to check in with you guys on this amazing Sunday. Hopefully it's amazing for you all. Thank you for stopping in. Really appreciate it. Be safe, make good decisions, and as always, drive to thrive. Talk with you all soon.